For me, Maungakiekie is hands down the best place to live and raise a family in all of Auckland. That's why we've been here for 25 years. I love this place so much. I was born in Masterton in the Wairarapa, grew up on a small farm out in the Kaituna Valley. I couldn't have designed a more fantastic childhood in terms of the opportunities my parents gave me, in terms of what they sowed into my life. Yeah, it was an amazing childhood. I did a Bachelor of Commerce Administration, majoring in management and accountancy. But yeah, mainly I did a Bachelor of having a very good time. So the best thing that came out of university was a girl that I met at a party at the beginning of my second year. I'd just come back from spending our summer in a Canadian winter skiing, and a friend of mine persuaded me to go to a mutual friend's birthday, and that was where I saw for the first time ever Kirstin Harrison. It was love at first sight.
I wouldn't call it love at first sight.
For me.
Right from that very first time I met him, this real friendship grew, and I just loved being around him. Yeah, it was always fun to be around Greg. Greg proposed to me the way he often does things, with great style and flair. So we were skiing with friends in Coronet Peak.
I was skiing over the back in Captain's Basin with Kirstin. Meanwhile, my friend Simon was in cohorts with Ski Patrol and puts out this 30-foot long sign.
And as I came down, there was this big sign saying, Kirstin, will you marry me?
And she desperately tries to ski away from it.
I was actually in shock. I was just looking at it for the longest time, thinking, trying to comprehend what I saw. And it wasn't until people were coming over on the chairlifts.
And finally one guy yells out, "What did you say?" At which point she goes,
I sort of like, oh my goodness. And I was like, yes, I will marry you. And he dropped down on one knee, and yeah.
So yeah, I owed that guy a six pack.
It was pretty crazy.
So when we arrived back from London, my intention was to launch my business career. That had always been the intention. So when I came back from London, I was full of a bunch of ideas, and I started 3 straight away. And I was importing flower bulbs from South Africa. I was leasing computers, and I resurrected the golf ball distribution as well. I know that if I do have the opportunity to be the Member of Parliament for Maungakiekie, I will draw deeply from all the years that I had at Maxim Institute, in terms of the way it taught me how to think critically. It taught me how to understand public policy, and it taught me just how important it is to actually understand people and what's going on beneath the surface when you're debating public policy. For me, Maungakiekie is hands down the best place to live. I see it being compromised at the moment in terms of the rates of crime, in terms of the failing infrastructure, in terms of lack of quality housing, in terms of the red tape holding businesses back, and in terms of our transportation challenges. My vision for Maungakiekie is that we address those issues so that we as a community are not held back, and instead each of those areas become real strengths for us.
I think Dad growing up was all about learning through experience. I think a lot of the lessons he imparted on me, and a lot of the knowledge and wisdom that he gave to me was through experience.
People should vote for Greg because, number one, he'll work hard. He's a man of ethic, and he thinks about everybody in the community.
He's also really keen to understand others, to grow his views and to grow his opinions by understanding the people around them. And then he has a real determination to integrate those views and to learn from those views and to stand up for what he believes is right for not just himself but for the whole community that surrounds him.
Once he gets an idea or a vision, then he will do everything to make it come through, and I've seen him do that time and again. I
would love to serve this place in Parliament. I would love to champion our schools, our businesses, all our community organisations. I will work 100 hours a week serving this place, and when I come to the end of my parliamentary career, I want to be able to look back and know that I did everything I could to help every part of this electorate thrive.